Anderson, and thank you for joining us at the 2018 Mayor's Ball. We are at the beautiful and historic Paramount Theater, and as you are well aware, it is an unbelievable building. Everyone is dressed perfectly. The weather is lovely today, and so we are very excited about this event. The Mayor's Ball is a fundraising event, and it raises money that is given out to teachers in the Anderson area as a grant. They take that money and buy something extra for their classroom that they wouldn't otherwise be able to do, and it supports the teacher and supports the children's learning efforts. This is an important endeavor for all of Anderson because we believe every child deserves a happily ever after. Broderick, what a beautiful night.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it really is. We're very excited. There's so many folks here, and they're just talking a lot about what's going to happen with the children now, because the money we're going to raise tonight is really going to benefit the teachers to give the kids a really quality education.
Right. So talk a little bit about the grant program.
Well, the grant program, what we'll do tonight after we receive the funds in, we're taking applications right now from the various teachers throughout our community school system and throughout the system in general. And what we're looking for are teachers with great ideas that are going to reach out with the kids and come up with new ideas that are exciting for them to keep them interested in learning. And once we get those applications, we grade them in the blind. We have 3 different people that grade those, and then we look them over, and then we ultimately award the grants up to $2,000 per teacher. Last year, we were able to help 44 teachers with $40,000, and it was really an exciting thing.
And so what are some of the things that the teachers have done with the grant money?
It's really been varied. It's been everything from unique opportunities regarding to reading, also opportunities regarding to technology, robotics, kids involved in music, applications, all sorts of high tech, a little bit of everything really. And then on the little ones, we have a lot of applications for kids being like wobble chairs and things to calm them down and keep them focused.
What are some of the things that are going to be happening that we can anticipate tonight that will help raise those funds?
Well, tonight, right now, we're having a great time at the reception. A lot of folks are coming in, taking opportunities, some really great hors d'oeuvres. Later on, we're going to be going up into the ballroom. Now we're inside this beautiful Paramount Theater where a lot of folks have gathered. And then we're going to be going into the ballroom later where we'll have a dinner and a presentation. We're going to recognize several of the teachers. And it's really fun when you go out and talk to the teachers and when you're in a position to give them those grants, and they're always just super excited. And I know this year it's going to be the same thing. And we certainly appreciate what Anderson TV does to continue to help showcase these positive things going on in our community right now.
Larissa Scott. Larissa, can you tell us a little bit about your participation in the Mayor's Grant?
Yes, I've actually had the honor of receiving the Mayor's Grant 2 years in a row now. So I've received some reading programs and technology for my classroom, and then I've also received some flexible seating for my classroom. So they have yoga mats, exercise balls, and camping chairs, just different things so that they can kind of unleash their energy with those.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, so say you have a child who's just having an off day, they're a little more rambunctious. How do you use those different things?
My primary focus with that would be an exercise ball. They get to kind of wiggle around and bounce and really use their core. And the research shows that helps their brain kind of catch up to their bodies, or their bodies catch up to their brain, whichever one they need, and it helps them calm down. It gets a little bit of that energy out. So it's really been a great thing in the classroom.
I would like to first introduce Mayor Thomas Broderick Jr.
Thank you, Samantha. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for being here this evening. It means a great deal to see this many folks turn out for such a great cause. As you know, this is the 3rd year that we've held this ball where we have used the money solely for the purpose of putting it back into our local educational system, particularly through grants to teachers. Last year, we were fortunate to be able to affect 44 teachers in their programs with over $40,000 given. And if it wasn't for you, we couldn't have done that. In a few minutes, we're going to show you a short video clip of some of the teachers and some of the things that they did with the money this year. I think you'll enjoy it. I want to make sure that you also know that inside your booklets, these CDs that are in your booklets, these have a full about 35-minute video presentation of all the teachers that had grants last year that we were able to record through the folks at Anderson TV that were kind enough to work with us on this. And you'll be able to see clips and interviews, and again, the kids in more depth and more detail of what they did. So I would encourage you to take that home and check it out. We are going to be running that full video on Anderson TV, as well as on our Facebook and our website, the City of Anderson. But you have your own copy yourself. So, and if you happen to need an extra one, let us know. But I would encourage you to check that out. Also want to just simply say that, again, this type of activity would not be possible if it wasn't for you. And if it wasn't for the various folks in our community and our companies that are here that support local education. And we want to say thank you to all of you. And I want you to also take a moment as you look through this booklet and pay particular attention to our special thanks to the various contributors that gave to the cause this year. And they're all listed in your booklet. And it's a substantial number of folks. But again, without all of their help, we would not have been able to do this. We're also very fortunate, of course, to be able to have special sponsors who really step up year in and year out. And one of those sponsors that I'm proud to recognize this evening and ask that they come up for a moment and speak are our good friends with Community Hospital. Community Hospital Anderson, as you know, it was one of our major hospitals in the community. We're fortunate to have two great hospitals here. Community has been a longstanding citizen in our community, helping to take care of many different projects, and in particular, they've certainly worked closely with us in the city and in this event, and we certainly are very proud and thankful for their help. So at this time, it's my privilege to introduce to you, from Community Hospital of Anderson, Michelle Hawkwalt. Michelle?
Thank you, Mayor. I don't know how to use this thing. So first and foremost, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Beth Tharp is very sorry that she could not be here with us tonight. She's still in Washington, D.C. from the big trip this week. I hope everyone's having a great time. Community Hospital Anderson is very happy to be on board once again for the third year in a row as a title sponsor for this very special event. It really warms our heart every year to see what the teachers do with the scholarships they get, and we hope that you all will actually watch the video that's going home with you, because I think it'll really touch you and is one of the reasons we continue to support this event year after year. So thank you all for coming out tonight, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you to Beth, too, as well. We know she's busy in Washington. We're also proud this year to also have, working with us closely as one of our title sponsors, the folks of St. Vincent Anderson. St. Vincent, of course, previously St. John's, I'm very familiar with. I was born there. I still remember that, basically. But we're very happy of the things that St. Vincent does in our community as well. And again, the fact that they're willing to step up and work together as a team to help move education locally, again, means a great deal. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Nancy Anderson.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you again for joining us this evening. I'm very happy on behalf of St. Vincent Anderson to be a sponsor of this great event. Really, Mike Schroyer was unable to be here tonight, but he sends his best wishes. Very proud of the work that this event does to promote education and to provide scholarships and funding to our teachers in the classroom where the work is being done. So we're really proud to be able to contribute and to help that cause. So again, enjoy your evening, and again, we're very happy on behalf of St. Vincent to be a sponsor of this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy, and again, thank you to Mike. I know he has been a great supporter of ours, and we certainly appreciate everything that he and the hospital do for us. I'm also proud to recognize this evening another one of our major sponsors. This is a new company that is here in the city of Anderson and has just been here for a little over a year or so now, Italia Polina. Italia Polina is located out off of Scatterfield Road behind the Purdue Polytechnic building. And they are very instrumental in working in biotech area with regards to biotech methods to be able to increase crop production, and particularly with regards to fruits and vegetables. Being a diverse company, we're proud to have them here. The fact that this is their first presence in the United States, that they chose Anderson, Indiana, means a great deal. And the fact that they're willing in such an early stage of their being here, being willing to step up and work with us closely on this particular project. So at this time, I'd like to introduce John Lehman of Italia Polina. John?
Yes, so as the mayor mentioned, we're new in town, so to speak. We began our journey to develop or build a manufacturing facility in the United States. We were in agriculture, and Indiana was clearly a central and a very significant business-friendly state under Governor Pence at the time. But we began our discussions with the previous administration, and some comment that I want to make was not only were they welcoming and eager to work with us, but when the transition took place, our owner said, "John, what's going to happen? We have a new mayor." It was seamless. Mayor Broderick and his team were excellent in embracing the project, continued with us right through and showed excellent support. We're very pleased and proud to be a part of Anderson. They've helped us to locate here, and we're proud and pleased to give back to this type of event and others in the future. So thank you for hosting, welcome us here, and we're proud to be a part. Thank you.
Thank you so much. One of the folks that have worked with us closely over the last 3 years has been one of our educational institutions here that we're all familiar with, Anderson University. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you and reintroduce to you a person that you all know, President John Pistol, who's here tonight from Anderson University to give a scholarship presentation. Plus, he's going to introduce to you a new special friend that has come this evening, who you're going to find very interesting, a young lady who is an author of children's books, and she has donated kindly and generously to the ball tonight 13 of her books that are signed and autographed by her, and she's going to talk briefly about those as we auction them off live here in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, John Pistol.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Come on up, lady. I'm here to say. So it's good to be with you this evening. For those of you that I've seen up close and you've seen my face, let me just say I thought DC was tough, but I tell you what, being the president of Anderson University, you got to be tough there. So it's great to see people all dressed up too. I mean, people in tuxes and gowns and all that. We've got a good thing going here, Mayor. So we also have a good thing going in terms of a partnership where we've worked with Mayor and the city to give 2 $1,000 scholarships to local students, Anderson High School students in this case, who've decided to enroll in AU. So this year we have 2 students, Anderson High School graduates from 2018, who are here, Samantha Kalesa and Sarah Alshire, close, my bad, here who have enrolled. They're freshmen. Sarah is a nursing student, and Sarah is exercise science with a minor in something else. Yes, psychology. And so it's great to be here as we work with them and try to encourage local students here in Madison County, particularly Anderson, to consider Anderson University as an option. I've asked them just to give a very brief comment, if we could, and then we'll introduce our other guests.
Oh boy. I'm Sarah Elshire, and I'm really thankful for being awarded this scholarship because it's helping me attend Anderson University for nursing and get a great start on my future.
Hi, I'm Samantha Klessa. I just wanted to say thank you for the scholarship, and I'm just very honored to receive it to help me pursue my career in physical therapy.
And then I'll just introduce Ellen Sabin now, but have her come up in a little bit because part of the silent auction are these books, children's books that she's written and autographed. She's here from New York City, first time in the state of Indiana. She was speaking on campus today and had the evening available, and so invited her, and so she's here. Fascinating person, and she'll talk a little bit about the books when we get to that, if that works for you, Mayor. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, John, very much. Appreciate that. Of course, we're here tonight really all about the students, but our students are what they are because of the teachers. So at this time, I'd like to ask for all of the teachers and all the school officials that are here this evening to please stand up in order to be recognized. Thank you. I'd also like, just as Tim sits down, I'd also like to ask Dr. Tim Smith, Superintendent of Community Schools, to come up for just a moment and say a couple quick words. I know I'm putting you on the spot on that. Also, Pat Hill, our president of the Anderson School Board, and Randy Harrison, president of the Anderson Federation of Teachers. Maybe all three of you guys can come up and just say a couple words real quick. Thank you. Tim?
Thank you, Mayor. I should let Randy go first because I want to see a few words out of him. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. I've worked in a number of districts throughout the state of Indiana, and I do not know any city, mayor, organization, or local leaders that put on any type of event like this for the school. So I want to thank Tom and his group for what we do here for Anderson. Just real quickly, we have an amazing school system here. We have great kids, great teachers, an amazing staff throughout our entire district, support staff, custodial staff, maintenance staff, everybody that works for our corporation, all 800 plus of them, do an amazing job for our kids here in Anderson. We have other issues that we deal with. We push through those. We work hard. We dedicate every day of our lives to our kids. And with that effort, we're going to continue to make great progress and have more great things happen here for Anderson Community Schools and our kids of Madison County. Thank you.
Well, good evening, and I am Randy Harrison, president of the Anderson Federation of Teachers. My lovely wife is putting up the peace sign. Actually, she says I can only say 2 words. And on behalf of all of the educators and our children, I thank everybody in this room, from the mayor, all the sponsors, and of course our superintendent and our school board president. It means the world to be here in front of you all, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
You're truly blessed because that is a few words from Randy Harrison. I really got to follow up and just say thank you again for all of the staff, all the teachers, everybody from the bus drivers to the cooks and after school care with Y and Mr. Bostic and his group. I mean, it takes a community to make a school system run, and we're so proud that you are our partners in that. We also, I can't get by without introducing my other board members, Ms. Holly Renz. And, Mr. Jeff Barranco. And a hand to all of you because, again, you guys make it happen and help us out day in and day out. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate that very much. At this time, I'm going to ask Samantha Pankel to come up and key up this video presentation. I'd like you to sort of listen, only take a few minutes. I want to thank again the folks of Anderson TV, Darla Couch, and Chet Green, who edited this and made this and did a great job on it. Think you'll enjoy it. Thank you. Hello, I'm Tom Broderick, Mayor of the City of Anderson, and I'd like to welcome all of you to the 2018 Annual Mayor's Ball. As you know, this ball is held annually in order to raise funds for our children in our schools by giving grants to teachers. Last year, we were very fortunate to be able to give out $40,000, and over the last 2 years, we have hit the mark of $68,000. We also want to give a shout out to our primary sponsors, Community Hospital of Anderson, St. Vincent of Anderson, and also Italia Polina. Working together, these organizations have helped us to continue to support these children and bring these opportunities to our teachers. I'd like to thank all of you that are here tonight, and I look forward to you watching the teachers show the excitement that they have with all the programs that they're able to do as a result
of the funds that we raise.
Hi, I'm Beth Tharp. I'm the president and CEO at Community Hospital. It's really just a no-brainer for us at the hospital to support the mayor and what he's trying to accomplish in this fundraiser. And the mission at our hospital is to enhance the health and well-being of our community, and I can't think of a better way for us to fulfill that mission than to support this ball and the mayor's desire to provide these wonderful scholarships to the schools and to the teachers.
I'm Mike Schroyer, the regional president for St. Vincent Northeast Region. Having teachers that are so dedicated to the children here in this wonderful community that we're in is so very important, especially in today's world. And we have a chance to help teachers help our kids going forward. And I just look forward to continuing to help the mayor, this wonderful community, and all of our teachers in helping our kids, who are our future.
I'm Monica Johnson. I am the PR and media manager for Ital Polina. Earlier this year, we met with Mayor Broderick and his team. We wanted to find out how we as a company can get involved in the community, what we can do to have an impact in the community, and what an opportunity this is for us to be able to positively affect the future leaders in agriculture. We're very excited to be able to see those plant towers at work in the classroom.
Hello, I'm Judy Kimmer. I am the music specialist at 10th Street Elementary School here in Anderson. I received a grant last year from the mayor for 2 xylophones. The reason for these xylophones was to allow the kids to experiment with a pitched percussion instrument.
My name is David Perrell. I teach at Anderson High School, and with the mayor's grant from this past year, I was able to purchase some 3D printers and some other accessories for some of the engineering classes that I teach here. They were able to create from scratch some unique 3D printed parts that would integrate with the robotic system. In addition to that, we're using it this fall with our aerospace engineering class. We've got airfoil designs that the students were able to investigate and then model and print out and put into our wind tunnel for different lift and drag types of analysis. With these amazing printers that weren't possible without the help from the mayor's grant, we're able to access just a wide range of activities and projects that students just couldn't possibly do before. So I thank the mayor and all of you that support this project.
Hi, my name's Beth French. I'm a 5th grade teacher at Valley Grove. And with my grant money, I was able to purchase 10 wobble stools for my students. And many students have a hard time sitting in their seat all day, so these stools allow them to move around, and it's been a wonderful addition to my classroom. Thank you for donating.
Hello, everybody. My name is Teresha Webb. I teach at Anderson Elementary. I teach 5th grade along with 3 other teachers, Mrs. Sherman, Mrs. Cooper, and Mrs. Dixon. We went to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, and then we drove up to the Civil Rights Museum in Cincinnati. The purpose of our field trip was to encourage our students to learn about family traditions and how important it is to participate in society as a whole. We went to the Air Force Museum. We spent a couple of hours there, and the guys were talking to the students about being a veteran and how important it is to honor all of our veterans. We had to teach the kids how to sit down and eat together. So we went out to a restaurant, which is something some of our students had never done before, and that grant helped us pay for something like that.
My name is Craig Stevenson. Welcome to D26 Career Center. My job is to instruct high school students in the art of becoming an emergency medical technician. And we're utilizing the mayor's grant this year to build a clinical station. We're going to take the insides of an ambulance and recreate it here in our classroom so that when students are going through the art of taking vital signs and doing their patient care, they can actually be in the setting that they will use as a career. And one of the nice tie-ins about having this program and getting this grant is we need somebody to actually build the ambulance for us, so I've involved our construction trades class. So D26 is receiving benefits for 2 different classes from 1 grant.
Hi, my name is Matt Geiger, and I'm a 5th grade teacher at 10th Street Elementary School. Last year, I applied for the Mayor's Ball grant, and I received 6 VEX robotics kits for my classroom. My students were able to do a project that no other kids in our school were able to do. They used their problem-solving skills to help build robots that went far beyond the actual directions that were given to them in the manuals. We are very grateful for the Mayor's Ball grant and the opportunity it provided for my students and for myself as an educator. We would like to thank the Mayor's Ball and all of its donors for supplying these robotics kits to my classroom and to 10th Street Elementary School.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce one of our local teachers who this last year was awarded one of these grants, and she's going to step up here and tell you a little bit about what it meant to her and to her students and why it's important for us tonight to continue to reach out and bring in funds to be able to help these educational purposes. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Larissa Scott. Larissa?
Thank you. I have had the honor the past 2 years not only of speaking at this incredible event, but of having funds from this event donated to my classroom, which is just amazing. So now, last year I shared with you a story about a boy who came to me not even able to write his last name and left reading on a 2nd grade level. And this year I get to share with you the story of a boy who came to me with a lot of emotional trauma. He spent 2 years out of school due to that trauma and came back this year to 5th grade. And it's incredible what the Mayor's Grant has helped me do with him. It's just been amazing to watch him transform from a boy who within the first several days of school was hitting his head on the floor because he could not deal with the day-to-day routines in school. And I was able to get him some flexible seating from my grant. He has a yoga mat that he can use and spread out on the floor, as well as other students who also have the same opportunities. And when he has so much extra energy that he just can't get it out, he's able to grab an exercise ball from the back and use that. And it's just amazing, the just incredible gifts that have come from these grants. They truly do affect our students on a personal level, and I just appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank you so much for giving of your time and of your funds and for believing in the teachers and the students of this community. There are some amazing things going on in the Anderson classrooms and some amazing students in this community, and it's because of the belief of people like you that our students succeed. So thank you all very much, and I hope you continue to believe in the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Larissa. And I can tell you personally that when we went and delivered the scholarships this year, I just can't tell you how excited all these teachers were. It really did make a difference. And if you saw some of the pictures earlier before we sat down to eat, and a lot of the pictures of the kids and the photographs, they really were excited about it. So again, we appreciate all of everything that our teachers do, our administration does, and the leadership helps this continuous educational system that we got here that is really number one. Hello, I'm Tom Broderick, Mayor of the City of Anderson, and I'd like to welcome all of you to the 2018 Annual Mayor's Ball. As you know, this ball is held annually in order to raise funds for our children in our schools by giving grants to teachers. Last year, we were very fortunate to be able to give out $40,000, and over the last 2 years, we have hit the mark of $68,000. We're looking forward this year to raise additional funds in order to make sure that our children and the teachers receive the support that they all deserve. We also want to give a shout out to our primary sponsors, Community Hospital of Anderson, St. Vincent of Anderson, and also Italia Polina. Working together, these organizations have helped us to continue to support these children and bring these opportunities to our teachers. I'd like to thank all of you that are here tonight, and I look forward to you watching the teachers show the excitement that they have with all the programs that they're able to do as a result of the funds that we raise. And so remember, let's all get involved together and continue to support our children here in the city of Anderson as we begin to move forward into the future. Thank you again for all of your support.
Hi, I'm Beth Tharp. I'm the president and CEO at Community Hospital here in Anderson, and I've been a lifelong resident of Anderson, and also I'm proud to say a product of the Anderson Community Schools. It's really just a no-brainer for us at the hospital to support the mayor and what he's trying to accomplish in this fundraiser. The mission at our hospital is to enhance the health and well-being of our community, and I can't think of a better way for us to fulfill that mission than to support this ball and the mayor's desire to provide these wonderful scholarships to the schools and to the teachers. It's been wonderful to hear the phenomenal stories that the teachers tell at these balls about how they've used these funds and scholarships to better the students. And so again, we are just really thankful and honored to be a part of the mayor and his staff's work. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Mike Schroyer, the regional president for St. Vincent Northeast Region, which includes St. Vincent Anderson, St. Vincent Mercy, and St. Vincent Randolph. I'm glad all of you are here this evening. This is a very important event, the Mayor's Ball, supporting educational grants for our teachers in our community. Having teachers that are so dedicated to the children here in this wonderful community that we're in is so very important, especially in today's world. It's our kids that are going to be our future. And we have a chance to help teachers help our kids going forward. I really appreciate all of you being here and contributing to this wonderful event. And I just look forward to continuing to help the mayor, this wonderful community, and all of our teachers in helping our kids, again, who are our future.
Hey, I'm Monica Johnson. I am the PR and media manager for Ital Polina. Earlier this year, we met with Mayor Broderick and his team. We wanted to find out how we as a company can get involved in the community, what we can do to have an impact in the community. When we started discussing the plant towers, we said, wow, here we are. We're a company that for 50 years, we've been developing technological solutions for responsible and sustainable agriculture. And what an opportunity this is for us to be able to positively affect the future leaders in agriculture. So the plant towers are very exciting to us. There's so much learning that for the kids, through all the grades that will have the opportunity, whether it's learning from their nutrition standpoint, whether it's learning the science of growing plants. We're very excited to be able to see those plant towers at work in the classrooms and to see that the learning that all these kids are going to get to do.
My name is Brett Yoder. I teach third grade at Eastside Elementary, and I applied for a grant to get about 4 different groups of books for a small group instruction, for books that have specific themes that really engage students, that go a little bit deeper than some of maybe the normal chapter books that they like to read. These have deeper themes that we can kind of just stick us as a group and that they can respond and read to that keep them engaged. I was able to get Stuart Little, a Magic Treehouse book, Riding Freedom, and Saving Shiloh. And all of those books were at different levels to meet the kids where they were exactly at, to meet their individual needs. And they really responded well to all of them. We had a lot of rich discussion, a lot of meaningful writing was done in response to the books, and they really had a great time with them throughout.
My name is Jordan Kresge. I am one of the resource teachers at Eastside Elementary. I was blessed to receive a grant for the Osmo program. The Osmo program is an iPad interactive game that helps kids with math and reading. My kids absolutely love it. They play with it all the time thinking it's a game, but they're actually learning and receiving skills at the same time. They have increased their composition skills and their spelling and reading skills.
I'm Michelle Ray. I'm here at Eastside Elementary. I'm a resource teacher, and I applied for a grant for books for my students to take home, to read with their parents, to practice increasing their reading skills, to get the enjoyment for reading. My students were excited to get the books. They were constantly asking, can I have a new book? They enjoyed reading it, and I did see some of my lower readers improving. And then my higher readers were picking books, and I saw growth there too.
Hi, my name is John Skipper. I'm from Anderson High School in the biology department. Last year we applied for one of these were actually purchased, I think, with a several grants because it was a pretty large sum. But Christina Smith-Jones downtown actually wrote the grant, called me and said, I'm really excited about this. Can I put your name on it? And after she described it to me, I was like, well, yeah, sure. So in the end, we wound up with 4 of these aeroponics towers in which we grow plants. Basically, the roots are in air most of an hour, but for 15 minutes every hour, they get watered. We have used them in a variety of ways here in the rooms to encourage the kids about eating plants that they grow themselves and to illustrate that they can be grown in your own front living room if you wish. There are other methods, and so we talk about that some. When we get to photosynthesis and respiration, one of the things that we'll look at is both chromatography, which is looking at the analysis of the pigments in the leaves, and since we have different kinds of plants in it, we can look at different curves and amounts of chlorophyll and that sort of thing in them. But we can also then pick the leaves and use them for respiration, measuring the respiration rate within the plants. So, thank you.
My name is David Perrell. I teach at Anderson High School, and with the mayor's grant from this past year, I was able to purchase some 3D printers and some other accessories for some of the engineering classes that I teach here. And most of the curriculum involves the students designing and modeling, then prototyping some different parts and features for units that we study. One example that we used last spring was for a manufacturing portion where the students were able to model a process using robotics equipment, and they were able to create from scratch some unique 3D printed parts that would integrate with the robotic system. And they were able to create different types of mechanisms that sorted different objects, and they had a lot of creativity in not just using the pre-designed materials that we get with the robotics kits, but something that they were able to imagine and design completely on their own and then actually fabricate and print off and use in their process. In addition to that, we're using it this spring or this fall with our aerospace engineering class. We've got airfoil designs that the students were able to investigate and then model and print out and put into our wind tunnel for different lift and drag types of analysis. And then we plan to use it also here in a rocketry project where they're going to design their own rocket nose cone and fin structures and print things off. With these amazing printers that weren't possible without the help from the mayor's grant, we're able to access just a wide range of activities and projects that students just couldn't possibly do before. So I thank the mayor and all of you that support this project. It gets right into the hands of the students.
Hi, my name is Carol Phillips. I'm a second grade teacher at Valley Grove Elementary School. I was very grateful to receive the mayor's grant in 2018. And through the grant, I purchased a listening center for headphones and 10 books on CDs. Each package came with 6 books. The kids have thoroughly enjoyed the books. I purchased nonfiction that they seem to really enjoy. Thank you so much for supporting public education, but most importantly, thank you for supporting the children.
Hi, my name's Beth French. I'm a 5th grade teacher at Valley Grove. And with my grant money, I was able to purchase 10 wobble stools for my students. And many students have a hard time sitting in their seat all day, so these stools allow them to move around, and it's been a wonderful addition to my classroom. Thank you for donating.
Hi, I'm Heather Smith from Valley Grove Elementary. I use my grant money for alternative seating in my classroom to help my students. Thank you for supporting public education.
Hi, I'm Judy Schaefer. I'm the principal at Edgewood Elementary, and we purchased with our grant money nonfiction reading materials for our teachers. We have a lot of different topics for students to read and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Kelly Heath, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Edgewood Elementary School. This year with the mayor's grant, we bought a garden tower so we can enjoy growing vegetables all year long using aeroponics. No soil and no sun, just the minerals and water.
My name is Renee Bynum. I am a K-2 functional skills teacher at Erskine Elementary. I used my grant money to buy the STAR program, which is a curriculum It's strategies for teaching based on autism research. It is a program that we use for our lower functioning students that can work on matching skills, body parts, following teacher demands, a lot of those pre-academic skills that is not typically taught in the elementary classroom. We use discrete trial training to work with the students to help them master those skills, and then we go folder by folder to work on those skills and then move on to the next level.
Hi, I'm Christy Shrove. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Erskine Elementary. This is my 15th year teaching. I applied for the mayor's grant called Little Literacy Learners, and what I purchased was materials for my students to work on letter identification, letter sounds, letter writing, and also using letters to blend them together to make words.
Hi, my name is Amanda Lindorf, and I teach music at Erskine Elementary School. And I recently received one of the mayor's grants to buy a classroom set of ukuleles for my kiddos. We started using those back in January, and they did a whole unit on Hawaiian music. We learned how to play about 3 different chords on the ukulele, and the kids were able to sing and accompany themselves, which has really kind of boosted their note reading skills. We were able to learn how to read ukulele tablature.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Bailey, and I am the D26 Dental Careers Instructor. I absolutely love my job. Last year, we were a brand new program, and I was a receiver of a $1,500 grant provided from the mayor, and it has been invaluable to me as an instructor, but it especially impacts my students. When I do lecture, now I have been able to buy things that offer the clinical aspect that truly makes this a technical career education. So thank you very much.
My name is Craig Stevenson. Welcome to D26 Career Center. I'm an instructor here. I'm a paramedic by trade, and now my job is to instruct high school students in the art of becoming an emergency medical technician. My emergency medical technician someday will be out on the streets taking care of you on the back of an ambulance. And we're utilizing the mayor's grant this year to build a clinical station. We're going to take the insides of an ambulance and recreate it here in our classroom so that when students are going through the art of taking vital signs and doing their patient care, they can actually be in the setting that they will use as a career. I have utilized one of these in the past at another location, and when I saw it, I thought this is something I need for my students. What better way to get on-the-job experience than in the back of the actual place where you'll be working for the rest of your career? And one of the nice tie-ins about having this program and getting this grant is we need somebody to actually build the ambulance for us, so I've involved our construction trades class. So when they get to the point in their classroom where they're able to actually build walls, install flooring, and install electrical systems, they will be doing the work for us. So D26 is receiving benefits for 2 different classes from one grant. When they finish with the construction of it, my students will be able to utilize it as it's being built. The construction trades students will be getting their education on building walls, building cabinets, building shelves, and installing lighting systems.
I'm Jerry Tarvin with Eastside Elementary. I teach 5th grade high ability, and we received from the mayor's grant these robotics, quite a few sets of them, and our students use them in a couple of different ways, obviously to understand and look at what robotics are and to play with them in the sense of, ooh, look, there's a robot, but also in the sense of how to code them, how to operate them, different ways to get them to be manipulated. So they're not just toys, they become something that they have to organize and manipulate and control. So that's what we do with that's what we did with our mayor's grant. And thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Matt Geiger, and I'm a 5th grade teacher at 10th Street Elementary School. Last year, I applied for the Mayor's Ball grant, and I received 6 VEX robotics kits for my classroom. They were used for the Project Lead the Way robotics and automation program. My students learned to work together and solve problems collaboratively. They used their problem-solving skills to help build robots that went far beyond the actual directions that were given to them in the manuals. My kids had a ton of fun, they had a ton of discovery, and they also learned to overcome obstacles that they never thought that they would have had. My students were able to do a project that no other kids and our school were able to do. And through this problem solving, my students gained lifelong skills that will benefit them in the future. We are very grateful for the Mayor's Ball grant and the opportunity it provided for my students and for myself as an educator. These robotic kits will be used in the future to help other students reach possibilities that they never even imagined possible. We would like to thank the Mayor's Ball and all of its donors for supplying these robotics kits to my classroom and to 10th Street Elementary School. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Christy Goen, and I'm a 5th grade teacher at 10th Street Elementary School. I was blessed enough to receive the Mayor's Grant last year for my students. We were able to get 8 Breakout EDU kits. Breakout EDU kits are just escape rooms in a box for students to use. We can do different subjects with them. One of my students' favorite ones last year was the Declaration of Independence, and we had to be able to get the pen out and sign the Declaration of Independence before the redcoats came. So students had to work together, teamwork, collaboration, and critical thinking, which is a huge skill that our students lack. We were able to take those skills and apply them to many different aspects of our classroom. We'd like to thank the Mayor's Grant and all the donors who made it possible to help our kids exceed our expectations. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Judy Kimmer. I am the music specialist at 10th Street Elementary School here in Anderson. I received a grant last year from the mayor for 2 xylophones. We have an alto and soprano xylophone, which you'll hear played in just a moment. The reason for these xylophones was to allow the kids to experiment with a pitched percussion instrument. We used them last year for a program, and this is actually part of the program that the 4th graders performed last year. So you're going to hear 5th graders who were 4th graders performing this last year. The piece that they're performing is Alunde Aluya. The grant was about $600, as I recall, for the 2 xylophones. We not only use them in our programs, but we're using them in class as well in order just to teach basic melodies and creating melodies. And the children love working with the xylophones. It's a very easy instrument to work with when you're creating melodies. So, Alunde Aluya.
Hi there, my name is Leanne Stevenson, and I'm an ENL teacher at Anderson Elementary. I currently work with kindergarten and 1st grade students, and we were lucky enough to be one of the recipients of the Mayor's Grant. With that money, we were able to purchase a plethora of new books, which the kids were super excited about. It gets them excited about reading and learning, and it's all new titles that they were not familiar with. We are also able to purchase some books about culture. And here in our elementary school, we have a variety of ethnicities here. We have currently about 40% Hispanic students, so I was able to purchase some books with characters that look like them. I was also able to purchase some new seats for the students so they could move around a little bit as they learn, and that made it a little more relaxed. They stay more focused, and we're just super lucky and excited that we got to be a part of it. Thank you all for donating and supporting ACS.
Hi, my name is Sonia Caldwell, and I'm a kindergarten reading specialist here at Anderson Elementary, and I received the Mayor's Grant last year, and I purchased a couple of different things with the grant money. One of the things that I purchased was a wobble chair for our students because our small groups are sometimes larger than 6, and I wanted everyone to be able to have seating that best fit their needs. It's great for students to get their wiggles out, and it's just a different type of seating for kids so they don't feel like they're sitting all day long. Another item that I got was a document camera, and I used the document camera to show students how to write in our stories, how to write books, how to look at details in children's books that we're reading. It can zoom in and look at things, and it's great for our author study that we're doing. Another thing that I got were books for the author study specifically. And with the kindergarten students, each 3-week period, we focus on another author and we look at all of that author's books and how they illustrate and all the different things that that specific author does. And so what I did with the money is I used that money to buy more books for each of the authors. And that way the kids had a bigger variety of books to look at, and they really bond with those authors and they make their style of writing mimic those authors. They just form a better love of reading and writing. So it's really important that we get a lot of children's books, a lot of picture books in the classroom and in the children's hands, and they form those bonds with the authors, and they really like that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Teresha Webb. I teach at Anderson Elementary. I teach 5th grade along with 3 other teachers, Mrs. Sherman, Mrs. Cooper, and Mrs. Dixon. We are fortunate enough to receive a grant where we use the money to take a couple of field trips to Ohio. We went to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, and then we drove up to the Civil Rights Museum in Cincinnati. The purpose of our field trip was to encourage our students to learn about family traditions and how important it is to participate in society as a whole. In the weeks prior to our trips, we started working on a quilt, which would have been our family quilt, to express the values that you have as a family and things you could share with your family. The same way when we went to the Air Force Museum, we spent a couple of hours there, and the guys were talking to the students about being a veteran and how important it is to honor all of our veterans. We also got to see a replica of the Air Force One from JFK. We spent about 3 hours there, which was not enough time. We should have stayed just a little bit longer. Then we went over to Cincinnati to the other museum, and we got to eat together. We talked about eating together as a family, talking as a family, how things work. So we had to teach the kids how to sit down and eat together. So we went out to a restaurant, which is something that some of our students had never done before, and that grant helped us pay for something like that.
Hi, my name is Sharon Buchanan, and I'm principal of Kilbuck Kindergarten Extension. This year I have close to 300 students, and I wrote the grant to help the kids to calm down. One thing I did was create a calm down corner in my office so kids can come and they can actually release some of that energy. They can calm down. They can push the wall. They can color. We can walk in here. I've got a listening area in here. I have books that they can read. There's a stuffed animal that they can hold and hug. I also have an area here where we can talk about the emotions and talk about the emotions of other people. That's part of self-regulation too. Being aware of what they're feeling and what others are feeling.
Hi, I'm Sarah Filler, one of the reading specialists here at Kilbuck Kindergarten Center. And I wrote a grant last year to enable us to buy more materials for our volunteers to use when they work with our kids. We have a really dedicated group of volunteers that come and work with the kids one-on-one. Every day someone is here. And one of the things that we like to add for them to work with the kids on is sight words, because when kids don't know their basic sight words, it becomes a stumbling block when they're starting to read. So we were able to buy a lot of early readers for the kids to read with our volunteers, some sight word cards, magnetic letters for them to practice building the sight words, and some whiteboards to practice writing the words. And we've had several kids last year at the end of the year who did the sight word finger tracing with our volunteers, where they would trace the word with their finger, practice building it and writing it, and then reading a book with that same sight word. And several of the kids that went through that program and practiced with our volunteers ended on grade level for their reading level at the end of the year. So we really appreciate the funds through the mayor's grant that helped us enable us to buy the materials that we needed.
My name is Krista Wise. I'm a speech pathologist at Highland Middle School. I applied for a grant through the mayor's office and was able to receive it. And the title of our grant or project is Enhancing Our Youngest Children's Students' Learning and Communication Through Storybooks and AAC.
It is a part of a bigger project that Diana Nall, a retired teacher and current AAC consultant, and I have been working on, named Give Every Child a Voice. With this grant, we were able to purchase 10 children's books, 3 copies of each, for the teachers at the Southview Preschool. The idea was that they could share them and use them among their classes. We specifically chose those books because they were books that enhance children's learning, really engage them, and also provide a lot of core words and a lot of interaction, pulling the children in because of the repetitive words that the books have. We were also able to purchase lamp boards, 8 of these, that the teachers had access to in their rooms. It has what's called LAMP on it. LAMP is language acquisition through motor planning, and it displays core words and allows the teachers to then model while they read the stories and engage the students in learning the different words and getting them engaged in the story and increasing their communication skills. The goal of our project was to enable and encourage preschool teachers to model the use of the lamp boards and core words with their stories to enhance their lessons and increase their students' communication skills. And for those of students who might be nonverbal or minimally verbal, it also models another form of communication for them. We want to thank the mayor and his office for the opportunity to further our project, and we plan to give credit at a presentation at the Indiana AAC Summit Friday, September 28th. Thank you.
So my name is Brenda Thacker, and I teach 6th grade science at Highland Middle School. And last year I received a grant from the Mayor's Foundation for an aquaponics setup. So we have 2 current functioning aquaponics setups with aquariums, some fish, there's some lettuce and sunflowers and tomatoes growing in them. Soon my students this year will be harvesting all of that and then replanting for a new round of vegetables growing in the aquaponics in the classroom. So they really enjoy it. We have a few angelfish and then a couple other goldfish and then one that was rescued from home that the kids have named Winter now, which is kind of fun because it was a feeder fish and it came to us and it had no tail. So we saved it and the kids thought it looked like the dolphin from the movie. So they've really enjoyed it, many aspects of it since we've had the aquaponics in the classroom.
Hello, I am Jennifer DeLillo. I teach here at Holy Cross School, 3rd grade. I really enjoy this age group. The kids are very enthusiastic about learning, and I try to make it fun for them, and I'm trying to encourage them to do something that they will enjoy the rest of their life, I hope. I applied for the Mayor's Grant, and I received $1,000. And what I purchased was cameras, student cameras for my students. I have 5, and they are child-proof a little bit so that if the kids drop them, they'll be pretty, they won't break apart or anything like that. So I was looking for something that was durable. And then I also have a mini printer that the students can use to print their photographs with here in our classroom. So it's transportable. That way we can move it around the classroom if we need to or to another room. And I thought, really, I just wanted to improve the students' English and language arts skills and their writing skills. And I just really thought this was a great idea. I enjoy photography myself, so I thought, well, if the students can take their own photos and write their captions, that they would really be involved and engaged in that activity. And we also do a newspaper in our classroom, so I thought, well, hey, we can just put this together and the students can have their own newspaper as well as their own photos. So what happens is that when we have a school event, I will assign a camera to a student and they will go to that event and be a part of what's going on and also photograph. And then they can go back to the classroom and they can print out their photo and write about it. And I just thought that was so fun for them, and they really enjoyed some of that last year. We were able to do that. Another thing is that the printer is easy to use, so I'm trying to show the kids how to use that as well. And last year, we had some people come into our classroom and also talk and engage the students. So the camera was fun for the students to use in our classroom. Instead of me taking the photograph, the kids were able to do that. So I just really enjoy the idea, and I'm hoping that it will help a lot this year too with our new students coming in.
I'm Jim Jackson, and I received the Mayor's Grant for 3D printers for our digital design students.
Because of the 3D printers, we were able to allocate a bunch of free software off the internet, and the students are learning how to manipulate 3D images for 3D printing. And they're also learning the process of 3D printing. Yeah, generally 3D printing is already used like for medicine and making prosthetics. They use it in cooking now. They print things, they print ceramics, but we're taking it to a different direction by using more organic forms instead of CAD-based, because basically everything's computer-aided drafting, and now we're just doing it as organic forms, as in the arts, and being more creative that way.